Today's topic is phenylalanine and tyrosine metabolism. Phenylalanine is an essential aromatic amino acid, partly glucogenic and partly ketogenic. The metabolism portion of this phenylalanine by phenylalanine hydroxylase converted to tyrosine. Tyrosine by transaminase converted to para-hydroxyphenylpyruvic acid. So, phenylalanine by phenylalanine hydroxylase converted to tyrosine. Tyrosine by tyrosine transaminase converted to para-hydroxyphenylpyruvic acid. Para-hydroxyphenylpyruvic acid by para-hydroxyphenylpyruvate hydroxylase converted to dihydroxyphenyl acetic acid or homogentic acid. This homogentic acid by homogentic acid oxidase converted to mallyl acetoacetic acid. Mallyl acetoacetic acid. It is by mallyl acetoacetic acid isomerase converted to fumaryl acetoacetic acid. Fumaryl acetoacetic acid by fumaryl acetoacetate hydrolase converted to fumaric acid which goes to glucogenic pathway and acetoacetic acid which goes to ketogenic pathway. Here this reaction tyrosine to para-hydroxyphenylpyruvic acid conversion transamination reaction required transaminase. So, there is a cofactor that is pyridoxal phosphate PLP or vitamin B6. It is transamination reaction. So, alpha ketoglutarate converted to glutamic acid. Okay. And here another vitamin ascorbic acid is required in this step, homogentic acid synthesis steps. From para-hydroxyphenylpyruvic acid to homogentic acid, there is another vitamin ascorbic acid is required. So, question may become in case of vitamin C deficiency, there is defect in phenylalanine metabolism. Okay? So, you have to mention this step or why B6 deficiency produce defect in the tyrosine metabolism. You have to mention this step. Okay. Now, notice in every step the enzymes name, it is hydroxylase, it is transaminase, it is hydroxylase, it is oxidase, it is isomerase and it is hydrolase. You may not write the phenylalanine or tyrosine or para-hydroxyphenylpyruvate these terms because in every steps the substrate and the product and the enzyme is substrate and the type of enzyme. Okay? Tyrosine transaminase. So, here enzyme is transaminase, substrate is tyrosine, this is product. So, enzyme is tyrosine transaminase. So, if you just mention transaminase, it will be also okay. Okay? Understand? In this reaction, the substrate is para-hydroxyphenylpyruvic acid and the product is homogentic acid and the enzyme is hydroxylase. Which hydroxylase? No? This substrate hydroxylase, para-hydroxyphenylpyruvate hydroxylase. Similarly, in this step, homogentic acid oxidase. So, enzyme is oxidase. Which oxidase? No? Homogentic acid oxidase. In this reaction, enzyme is isomerase. Which? No, this substrate, then isomerase. Okay? In this step, enzyme is hydrolase type. Which hydrolase? This substrate hydrolase. Okay? Now, look at if the steps are comes, and you can write this way. The steps of catabolism: phenylalanine to tyrosine by phenyl hydroxylase. It is irreversible reaction, means this first step is irreversible. Okay, it is irreversible reaction, so phenylalanine is essential in food. Tyrosine is non-essential amino acid, because if phenylalanine is supplied adequately in our body, then tyrosine is produced from this phenylalanine. So it is non-essential. Tyrosine is partly glucogenic and partly ketogenic. Now the steps: phenylalanine, first step, phenylalanine by hydroxylase, phenylalanine hydroxylase tyrosine. In this step, look at the structure. You need not write the structure in the exam, just look at this. The difference between the phenylalanine and the tyrosine, there is one hydroxyl group. So the enzyme is hydroxylase, okay, and O2 converted to H2O, and here the tetrahydrobiopterin converted to dihydrobiopterin. The H2 comes from this tetrahydro, okay, tetrahydrobiopterin. So tetrahydrobiopterin converted to dihydrobiopterin, and this tetrahydrobiopterin regenerated by this NADPH dependent reductase, means here 4 hydrogen atom, here 2. So there is an reductase which convert this dihydrobiopterin to tetrahydrobiopterin, and it is NADPH dependent, means this H comes from this NADPH. Here this tetrahydro, here dihydro means 2 hydrogen, here 4 hydrogen. The hydrogen comes from this NADPH. So NADPH converted to NADP plus, and it is NADPH dependent reductase is required. Okay. So in case of NADPH deficiency, the first step will be hampered. Okay. So defect will be in the this metabolism. Okay. So question comes, why there is deficient in NADPH produce defect in the metabolism of the phenylalanine and tyrosine. Okay. Next, second step, tyrosine to para-hydroxyphenyl pyruvic acid by tyrosine transaminase. Next, production of homogentic acid by hydrolase enzyme, cleavage of the aromatic ring by oxidase to form mallyl acetoacetic acid, isomerization by isomerase to form fumaryl acetoacetic acid. Just look at the steps. Okay, this oxidase, homogentic acid oxidase, produce this. Here oxidase, oxygen is released, and the product is mallyl acetoacetic acid. Here isomerization reaction happens, and isomerization means then the same molecules produce the another type of the substrate. Okay, mallyl to fumaryl. Okay, and produce this fumaryl acetoacetic acid, and it is by hydrolase. There is hydrolase by help of water breaks the compound and produce fumaric acid and acetoacetic acid. Fumaric acid goes to glucogenic pathway, acetoacetic acid goes to ketogenic pathway. Isomerization by isomerase to form fumaryl acetoacetic acid. Next, hydrolysis by hydrolase to form acetoacetic acid goes to ketogenic pathway, and fumaric acid goes to glucogenic pathway. Now, what are the special product from the tyrosine? These are melanin. Melanin in our skin, there is melanin production which produce the black color of the skin. Okay. Melanin, catecholamines, these are epinephrine or adrenaline, non-epinephrine and dopamine, and thyroxine, thyroid hormone. Okay. These are formed from this tyrosine. Now, melanin synthesis. Melanin pigment gives the black color to skin and hair. Tyrosinase catalyze the first two steps, and remaining reactions are non-enzymatic and occurs spontaneously. Melanin is the natural sunscreen protecting the skin from ultraviolet rays. Okay, natural sunscreen. Now look at the tyrosine, tyrosinase. Here the first two step enzyme is tyrosinase, and the product is first, after first step there is production of DOPA or dihydroxyphenylalanine. Then again by tyrosinase it converts to dopaquinone. This dopaquinone spontaneously or non-enzymatically, means here no enzymes are required, just dopaquinone, it forms the indolquinone and then melanin synthesis. Okay, this is an important pathway, very short, you have to remember just tyrosinase. So tyrosine to dopa, dopa to dopaquinone, then spontaneously melanin. Okay, it can be given in written exam also. Okay, now the clinical part, clinical application of melanin. Copper deficiency, since tyrosinase, it is a copper containing enzyme. Okay, since tyrosinase is a copper containing enzyme, there may be disturbance in pigmentation during copper deficiency. So if there is copper deficiency, that means tyrosinase enzyme will defective or not properly formed or deficient in quantity. There may be disturbance in the pigmentation during copper deficiency, means hair synthesized at the time of deficiency. If copper deficiency is intermittent, alternate black and white region may be seen in the hair, means flag type of hair. That means when copper is adequate, melanin synthesis will be happen and dark color hair. Okay, then if intermittent means there is intermittent means not continuous, like, okay, this is intermittent. Here copper deficient, copper deficient, then there will be depigmented hair. Here copper is sufficient, so there is pigmented hair. Okay, or it may be during copper sufficient portion there is depigmented or melanin synthesis is adequate. Copper deficient, there is light pigmentation, again copper adequate, depigmentation. Okay, so flag type of, okay, there is depigmentation and high pigmentation due to copper deficiency or intermittent deficiency. This is called flag sign. So flag signs is a manifestations of copper deficiency due to lack of or intermittent synthesis of the melanin. Okay, if copper deficiency is intermittent, alternate black and white region may be seen in the hair. Okay, this is called flag type of hair. Malignant melanoma, melanoblast, especially in junctional nevi. Junctional nevi is, in Bengali it is called achil, जो होता है ना मोल, बड़ा बड़ा सा मोल. ओके, जंक्शनल नेवाई मीन्स वो माल की बोलबो वो मोल साइट. ओके, हाँ, melanoblast especially in junctional nevi may multiply to give rise to malignant melanoma. Malignant melanoma site of origin is the junctional nevi, means in some people the moles may develop to malignant melanoma. Melanogen may be excreted through urine in such conditions. Now next is leukoderma, means white patch. Okay, due to depigmentation, when tyrosinase or melanin forming cells or both are absent from epidermis, leukoderma, white patches results. Means albinism means totally absent. Albinism and leukoderma are different. In albinism, tyrosinase is absent in melanocytes all over the body. Means albinism means total body there is deficiency of the tyrosinase, totally absent. So there is no melanin synthesis. So whole body is white. Okay. But in case of leukoderma, few cells or in few cells there is deficient tyrosinase or melanin forming cells. So this is the white patch. Okay. This is called leukoderma, and this is albinism, and graying of hair is also due to disappearance of the melanocytes from the hair root. Now next is catecholamine synthesis. What are those catecholamines? Epinephrine, norepinephrine and dopamine. Named due to presence of the catechol nucleus. Okay, catecholamine containing the catechol nucleus, produced by adrenal medulla and sympathetic ganglia. Now steps of catecholamine synthesis. Tyrosine hydroxylase converts tyrosine to dopa. Look, melanin synthesis, there is also dopa formation, but the enzyme is tyrosinase. Here also first step is dopa formation, dihydroxyphenylalanine, but the enzyme is tyrosine hydroxylase. Okay? And the site of production is also different. Melanin synthesis in epidermis, skin epidermis. But so skin epidermis contain the tyrosinase enzyme. But the adrenal medulla and the sympathetic ganglia, there is the enzyme present, tyrosine hydroxylase. So the product from the tyrosine is also dopa, and dopa decarboxylase converts this dopa to dopamine. Okay, here dopa to dopaquinone, then spontaneously indolquinone melanin. But here it is by dopa carboxylase, dopa convert to dopamine. Dopamine hydroxylase converts dopamine to norepinephrine, and N-methyl transferase converts norepinephrine to epinephrine or adrenaline. Then the next step, catechol O-methyl transferase converts epinephrine to metanephrine. Epinephrine has very short half-life, 2 to 5 minutes, and monoamine oxidase converts metanephrine to vanillyl mandelic acid, shortly called vanillyl mandelic acid, VMA, okay, by oxidative deamination of terminal carbon atom. Okay, this is the steps. Tyrosine by tyrosine hydroxylase converts to dopa. Dopa by decarboxylase means CO2 is removed. Decarboxylation again require pyridoxal phosphate. Dopamine produce dopamine to dopamine hydroxylase. By dopamine hydroxylase, it is require again copper and vitamin C. Produce norepinephrine to epinephrine by N-methyl transferase. Here methyl transferase, so SAM is required, S-adenosyl methionine, which gives the methyl group and converted to S-adenosyl homocysteine. Okay. So this is transmethylation reaction, and this epinephrine by catechol O-methyl transferase converted to metanephrine. It is by monoamine oxidase converted to VMA or vanillyl mandelic acid. Vanillyl, not vinyl, okay, vanillyl mandelic acid. So these are the steps. It is also very important, you can be asked, this pyridoxal deficiency, why produce this tyrosine metabolism defect, or vitamin C deficiency or copper deficiency. Okay, these are the steps. Now what are the significance of this catecholamine? Catecholamine, dopamine is an inhibitor of prolactin secretion. Prolactin is an hormone, female hormone. Okay, prolactin secretion is increased during lactating mother, okay, during lactation. So dopamine is an inhibitor of prolactin secretion. So if there is abortion in the last trimester or stillbirth, means baby born death, so then mother have secreted the breast milk, so this need to be stopped. Okay, then this drug is used. Okay, dopamine is used. is an inhibitor of prolactin secretion. It is also an important neurotransmitter. In Parkinson's, dopamine content in brain is reduced. Parkinson's disease means it is a neurological disease. There is a shaking of, like this way. Old people, sometimes you may notice that just hands are shaking, or okay, this type of neurological disorder. Other signs are also there, but okay, in Parkinson's disease, dopamine content in brain is reduced. As dopamine cannot cross the blood-brain barrier and enter into the brain cells, the precursor L-dopa, means L means levodopa, is used as a drug in Parkinson's. So dopamine is reduced, but dopamine cannot cross the blood-brain barrier. So we use the levodopa. It will produce dopamine and it will help in Parkinson's disease because dopamine content is reduced. Now next is alpha methyl dopa inhibit dopa decarboxylase and prevent the production of epinephrine. It is an antihypertensive drug. Okay, alpha methyl dopa used as an antihypertensive drug. Next, action of epinephrine. Epinephrine, norepinephrine increase the blood pressure. Okay, so alpha methyl dopa inhibit the dopa decarboxylase and prevent production of epinephrine. So use an antihypertensive drug. The function of epinephrine, it acts as increases the blood pressure. Adrenaline also increases the rate and force of myocardial contraction. Rate and force of myocardial contraction. Epinephrine causes relaxation. Epinephrine and adrenaline same, okay? Epinephrine causes relaxation of the smooth muscles of the bronchi. Bronchi means in lungs, okay? Relaxation of the smooth muscles of the bronchi. Adrenaline is anti-insulin in nature. So increase glycogenolysis and stimulates the lipolysis. Okay, anti-insulin in nature. So acts just opposite to insulin and increases the glycogenolysis and stimulate lipolysis. Okay. Now adrenaline is released from adrenal medulla in response to fright, fight, flight, exercise and hypoglycemia. You are habituated with this term adrenaline release during fright, flight and fight. Okay. So it is its half life is very short, 2 to 5 minutes. Okay. You have read just few sides back. Okay. Now the vinyl mandelic acid estimation. Vanillyl mandelic acid estimation. Normal level, it is 2 to 6 milligram per day. It is increased in pheochromocytoma. It is another important disease, pheochromocytoma, where epinephrine is in excess. Okay, epinephrine level is increased. And in neuroblastoma. Vanillyl mandelic acid is increased in pheochromocytoma and neuroblastoma. Patient is asked to refrain from intake of chocolate, banana, coffee, vanilla ice cream, citrus foods means limes, oranges, as these contain vanillin, which form more vanillyl mandelic acid, okay, in urine. VMA is estimated by antibody method, means ELISA like, okay. And previously it is oxidizing to vanillin and excreted with toluene measured red color at 360° nanometer. This estimation will not come, but the term pheochromocytoma, where epinephrine is increased and VMA is increased, and so patient is asked to refrain from intake of chocolate, banana, coffee, vanilla ice cream, because it will increase the vanillin level, which in terms converted to VMA and increase VMA in urine. Okay, so it is important. Achha. Synthesis of thyroid hormone. Another thing which is developed from this tyrosine is thyroxine. Okay, tyrosine iodinated to form. It will be teach you after in hormones, thyroid hormones. Here just summarize. Tyrosine iodinated to form monoiodotyrosine. monoiodotyrosine and diiodotyrosine. Mono means one iodo, di means two iodo group, diiodotyrosine. These are coupled to give, these are coupled to give rise to 3,5,3' triiodothyronine and 3,5,3' 5' tetraiodothyronine or thyroxines. That means there is firstly tyrosine is iodinated and formed, tyrosine is iodinated and formed in monoiodotyrosine and diiodotyrosine, monoiodotyrosine and diiodotyrosine. Now these two, there is coupling reaction. If one monoiodotyrosine plus one diiodotyrosine means T3, okay, 1 and 2. 2 diiodotyrosines means T4, okay. So coupling reaction. And firstly, there is iodination of the tyrosine. So tyrosine is produced, thyroid hormone synthesis. Look here, sodium iodide pump, it is a symporter. It enters the iodide, okay, within the follicular cells of thyroid, and it passes into the colloid, and here this iodide converted to iodine, and this tyrosine molecule combines and produce MIT, monoiodotyrosine, diiodotyrosine, and after that there is the coupling reaction, produce T3 and T4 hormone, okay. Now another thing is tyramine. Tyrosine is decarboxylated to tyramine by intestinal bacteria. Decarboxylated by tyramine to by intestinal bacteria. Tyramine is present in chocolate, cocoa, wine, dried fish, processed meat, buttermilk, cheese, yeast, beans, peas, papaya, peanut. This may precipitate an attack of migraine in susceptible individuals. So, in case of migraine patient, you have to told them to avoid the intake of these foods because they aggravate the signs of migraine due to increasing the tyramine level. Now, inborn error of metabolism of phenylalanine or phenylketonuria, it is the most important, okay, these two amino acid metabolism. Due to deficiency of phenylalanine hydroxylase enzyme. So, if there is a scope of single questions from this phenylalanine and tyrosine, it will be phenylketonuria, okay. What is this? Due to deficiency of, it is inborn error of metabolism due to deficiency of phenylalanine hydroxylase enzyme. It is recessive condition. There are 5 types of phenylketonuria, type 1 to 5. Type 1 is classical due to deficiency of this enzyme phenylalanine hydroxylase. Type 2 and 3 due to deficiency of dihydrobiopterin reductase. Dihydrobiopterin reductase. Type 4 and 5 due to deficiency of enzyme synthesizing the biopterin. So, the first step of this phenylalanine to tyrosine metabolism by phenylalanine hydroxylase. So, if this is deficient, the disease will be classical type of phenylketonuria. But if this dihydrobiopterin reductase is deficient, this is the type 2 and 3 variety, and if there is deficient in the synthesis of biopterin which is required for this reaction, then it is called type 4 or 5 type of phenylketonuria. Biochemical abnormalities of phenylketonuria, as the phenylalanine cannot convert it to tyrosine because due to deficiency of this enzyme, so phenylalanine accumulated in blood, okay. cannot convert it to tyrosine, so accumulated in blood, so it needs alternate pathway. So alternate pathway operate, and this alternate pathway produce phenyl ketones. What are these phenyl ketones? Phenyl pyruvate, phenyl lactate, and phenyl acetate. These are excreted in urine, okay? This production is high and these are excreted in urine. Phenylalanine by transamination reaction, transaminase produce phenyl pyruvate. This after reduction converted to phenyl lactate. Phenyl pyruvate by decarboxylation means CO2 is released, phenyl acetate. It is by conjugation phenyl acetyl glutamine. Glutamine is required, phenyl acetyl glutamine. You have to remember this phenyl pyruvate, phenyl lactate, phenyl acetate. These are released in urine. Clinical manifestations of phenylketonuria: mental retardation, IQ level 50, okay? Usually normal person IQ level more than 80. Here it is 50, mental retardation, convulsion, hypopigmentation, and mousy body odor due to phenyl acetic acid in sweat. In sweat, there is also release of this phenyl acetic acid which gives mousy odor. In MCQ, it can be asked mousy odor of this phenylketonuria patient due to phenyl acetic acid, phenyl lactic acid, phenyl pyruvate. Okay, take the correct answer. So it is due to phenyl acetic acid in sweat. Lab diagnosis of phenylketonuria: blood phenylalanine normal level 1 milligram per dl. In phenylketonuria, we can diagnose it by chromatography. Okay, chromatography. Tandem mass spectroscopy is the most reliable test but costly. Guthrie test is rapid screening test. It is bacterial inhibition assay. Bacterial inhibition assay. Guthrie test is a rapid screening test. DNA probe test for phenylalanine hydroxylase and dihydrobiopterin. Okay, and ferric chloride test of urine gives blue-green color with phenyl ketones. Ferric chloride test is positive, okay, for phenyl ketones in urine, and the Guthrie test is a rapid screening test. There is others also, but the most important is the Guthrie test and the ferric chloride test. Now treatment, early detection. Diet with low phenylalanine is in first decade. So there is defect in phenylalanine hydroxylase. So phenylalanine is accumulated in blood, so it is converted to phenyl ketones. So we need to restrict the phenylalanine, so there will be no production of phenyl ketones. Okay, so diet with low phenylalanine in first decade. Decade means first 10 years. Low phenylalanine, then can give normal diet. Again, in female during pregnancy, give low phenylalanine diet, as increased phenylalanine affects the brain development to the fetus. Okay, so in case of patients with phenylketonuria, female patient, or you have asked if she is in childbearing age group, you should ask that you should take low phenylalanine diet due to as it may develops brain defect in fetus. And in case of babies, you should also give advice to her parents that in the first decade you have to give the child low phenylalanine diet. Now phenylalanine load test, as recessive disease so manifest in homozygous state, means both the parents supply one genes, affected genes, then the offspring will get the two affected genes and it will the homogeneous homozygous hobe, homozygous state. In heterozygous, এটা zygous hobe, in heterozygous state or carrier state will show increased level of blood on phenylalanine load test. Okay, in case of carrier patients, means heterozygous, one affected gene is there. It is wrong, it is homozygous. Okay, in heterozygous state there will be so increased level in blood in phenylalanine load test, means if we load the patient with phenylalanine, it will give the result increase in blood in okay, in case of heterozygous patient. Now next the disease is alkaptonuria. Alkaptonuria, it is another important disease, autosomal recessive condition due to deficiency of the homogentisate oxidase, results in homogentic acid in urine. Homogentic acid is oxidized by oxidase to benzoquinone acetate. It is compatible with normal life, and only abnormality is blackening of the urine on standing. So alkaptonuria, how you will realize the patient is affected with alkaptonuria? There is blackening of the urine on standing. By the end of third or fourth decade of life, the patient develops ochronosis, means deposition of alkapton bodies in intervertebral disc and cartilages of nose, pinna of the ear. Means there is deposition of the alkapton bodies, okay, in nose, pinna, in ear, pinna, and intervertebral disc. Black pigmentation are pigments deposited over the connective tissues including the joint cavities and produce arthritis. No specific treatment is required, only phenylalanine in diet should be less than 500 milligram per day in protein is recommended. This is the urine of the patient of alkaptonuria. It is on standing, the specimen of the urine shows blackening, and blackening goes from the above to the below. After 2 hours, the urine entirely will be black. After 15 minutes, there is blackening or darkening of the urine from the above, and it goes gradually towards below. Now diagnosis, urine blackens on standing when it becomes alkaline. Blackening increases on exposure to sunlight and oxygen. Blackening of the urine in test tube from top layer, okay, from top to bottom. Okay, ferric chloride test of the urine is positive, and Benedict test due to phenylketonuria, means ketone is present, it gives the alkaptonuria, alkaptonuria patient, Benedict test will be positive. Muddy yellow precipitate will develop in Benedict test. So in case of what are the substances which gives positive result in Benedict test other than reducing sugar or glucose? Vitamin C, another is alkaptonuria, okay, in alkapton bodies, okay. Now Garrett's tetrad, alkaptonuria, albinism, pentasuria, cystinuria, last day we have called. Now the next disease is albinism. Albinism, that is totally deficiency or completely absent of the tyrosinase. So the whole body is pale, there is no melanin synthesis. Albinism skin has low pigmentation, sensitive to UV rays, skin shows nevi and melanomas, hair is also white, ocular fundus, there is hypopigmentation, photophobia, nystagmus means dancing eye. Dancing means backward forward, okay, dancing eye, cornea goes backward forward, not this way, like this way, okay, dancing eye. These are the clinical features of albinisms, okay. Now next thing is hypertyrosinemia or tyrosinosis, autosomal recessive condition due to deficiency of the fumarate acetoacetate hydrolase. It is a serious disorder often referred to as hepatorenal type. Hepatorenal type means there is acute liver failure, DNA damage, cabbage-like odor, hypoglycemia, mental retardation, manifest within 6 months of life and death within 1 year. This is hypertyrosinemia or tyrosinosis. Urine contains tyrosine, para-hydroxy phenyl pyruvic acid and hydroxyphenyl lactic acid. Serum level of tyrosine is increased. So diet should be phenylalanine and tyrosine restricted diet should be advised. Next is oculocutaneous tyrosinemia. Oculo means eye, cutaneous means skin, okay. Tyrosinemia or tyrosinemia type 2, also called Richner-Hunter syndrome, due to deficiency of the tyrosine aminotransferase, tyrosine transaminase. Okay. There is mental retardation, ocular lesion, keratosis, photophobia, increased excretion of the tyrosine, tyramine. Diet should be restricted in tyrosine and phenylalanine. Now, next is neonatal tyrosinemia. Due to absence of enzyme para-hydroxyphenyl pyruvate hydroxylase, develop transient hypertyrosinemia in newborn, responds to ascorbic acid, diet and restriction of the protein. A variant of above disease is called hereditary para-hydroxyphenyl pyruvate hydroxylase oxidase deficiency. This is more aggressive, characterized by neurological abnormalities. This is the neonatal tyrosinemia. Now, excretion of tyrosine, para-HPPA, hydroxyphenyl lactic acid, hydroxyphenyl acetic acid in urine. Okay. Now, in the total phenylalanine and tyrosine metabolism, the most important thing is phenylketonuria. Okay. This is dopamine, okay, and another is melanin synthesis. These are the small steps you have to remember, just one or two enzymes. So this can be given in exam. Okay, and others are the due to deficiency of the pyridoxal or the vitamin C, pyridoxal deficiency, NADPH deficiency, produce ascorbic acid deficiency produces which type of defect in this tyrosine and phenylalanine metabolism. And these are the few clinical things. The most important thing is phenylketonuria. Okay, it can be given in MCQ portion. Tick which is not included in the Garrett's tetrad. Albinism due to what? In case of these are all MCQ questions. Okay, due to deficiency of which enzyme? Okay. So thank you.